DBN Nation, of course, support DBN Nation. You're hearing it from Floyd Money Mayweather.
Yo, this is Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation, baby.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dante's Boxing Nation. This is your host, Aki. Dante gave me the opportunity to post extra content on his platform, so I'm grateful for that. Feel free to subscribe to my channel on the description box below. And while you're at it, subscribe to Dante's Cooking and Travel Nation. And let's get straight to it. So Canelo Alvarez was allowed to duck Jermall Charlo by the WBC by making Jermall Charlo the regular champion and by making Canelo Alvarez the franchise champion, which in other words, he basically a paper champion. They gave this man a whole new belt that don't even exist just to duck Jermall Charlo. And we know Canelo Alvarez been ducking Jermall Charlo since 154. It's been like 4 years now, and Canelo Alvarez still ducking. Till this day, he won't fight Jermall Charlo. And obviously, Canelo Alvarez fans gonna come over here and say, oh, well, who Jermall Charlo fought? Blah, blah, blah. Well, who Rocky Fielding fought to earn a shot at Canelo Alvarez? Who did he fight? Who Smith fought? He ducked Andre for the longest. As soon as Smith got the WBO title in 154, he fought him. So who did he fight? And for y'all information, if we going by y'all logic, Jermall Charlo been earning a Canelo Alvarez shot because he been the mandatory for the longest. Now they made him the champion so Canelo Alvarez could duck him. And Jermall Charlo has a better resume than most because he knocked out the current unified champion at 154, and that's J-Rock Williams in an impressive fashion. One of the best knockouts of our decade with a crazy counter uppercut. And that's why Canelo Alvarez don't want the smoke. So obviously the WBC created a whole new title for Canelo Alvarez, as if we don't have enough titles in the world of boxing. I mean, back in the day, there was one belt in every weight division. And there wasn't no divisions in between welterweight and middleweight. There was no such thing as a 154-pound division, a 140-pound division. They created those to make it easy on the fighters because a lot of fighters was draining themselves. Also, there was only one belt, like I said. Now, there's 4 belts. Matter of fact, there's 5 belts if you count the IBO, which is only Anthony Joshua who is considering that title just because he had it, you know, but we don't even really count that title. However, we already have a super WBA title. Well, for example, that's Keith Thurman. He's a super champion. And Manny Pacquiao, he the regular champion, which doesn't make any sense because back in the day, for you to be a super champion, you had to defend your title 10 times to be considered a super champion, where you don't have to defend your title anymore because you already did it time and time again. However, now they just made it a regular title. And now the WBC done did the same thing the WBA did in their own way by making Canelo Alvarez their first franchise champion. And like I said, that's just another word for a paper champion that's been ducking and maneuvering his way his whole career. And we get to that later. But they gave it to the man who dumped their title to begin with. If I'm not mistaken, Canelo Alvarez was the same guy who dumped the WBC title to the trash when he was supposed to fight Golovkin the first time after beating Cotto when the WBC mandated that fight with Golovkin. Canelo Alvarez said, absolutely not. I fight him when I'm ready. And he threw the title and he dumped it to the trash. And now the WBC want to make Canelo Alvarez the franchise champion out of nowhere, to the same guy that got tested positive for PEDs not too long ago. All just to duck Jermall Charlo. Ain't that a joke? Like I said, he been ducking Jermall Charlo at 154. And Canelo Alvarez had it easy. And obviously a lot of people going to try to say that he got a great resume. And that's true. However, he has a lot of great gift decisions. Even when he fought Floyd, losing every single round, and who wasn't even ranked. And y'all trying to tell me Canelo Alvarez got a great resume? Do y'all know who Floyd Mayweather fought to win his first title? He fought the lineal champion Hernandez, who was one of the best pound-for-pound fighters at the time, and Floyd Mayweather at the time was also very young. I believe he was 20 or 21 years old. A lot of people thought it was foolish for Floyd Mayweather to take on such a task, and Floyd Mayweather took on the fight and annihilated Hernandez to win the title. Now, if you compare the two, Canelo Alvarez was given a title. He didn't win a title because he didn't even fight a top 10 154-pounder to win the title. And then after that, obviously, he made diva demands and catchweight demands. He became the catchweight king after Manny Pacquiao. I mean, the man created his own division at 155 because he couldn't make 154. Canelo Alvarez is the same guy who been ducking Jermall Charlo, Andre for the longest. And all of a sudden, he talking about he pound for pound number one. How you pound for pound number one when you ducking the best competition in your own division? When Floyd Mayweather was the same age as Canelo Alvarez, he done moved up 4 weight divisions, even possibly 5 at the time, and fought everyone when he was Pretty Boy Floyd. From the 130 pound to the 147 pounds. He fought everybody. He didn't duck no Jermall Charlo like Canelo Alvarez is doing. And like I said, the WBC been fishy for a long time. I mean, obviously they bias to their own people. But as an organization, to fix the sport of boxing, you're not supposed to add more belts. They already got an interim title. They already got a diamond title. And now there's a franchise champion? For what? What did Canelo Alvarez do to earn that title? Oh, he got the complexion for the protection to his people. He bring money. Is that what it is? Because y'all should give Wilder that title, who defended his title plenty of times. Y'all should have gave that title to a fighter like Rigondeaux when he was getting ducked and made fighters move up divisions to duck him. However, the WBC is so corrupt, they helping fighters duck other fighters. And that's what's wrong with the sport of boxing, beside PEDs and fighters not getting suspended for the time they should be suspended for. Canelo Alvarez got tested positive for PEDs and he got suspended for 6 months. And it didn't affect him because he always fight 2 times a year. And now they gave him a belt on top of that, just to duck Jermall Charlo, which is a fight that all of us want to see. Every boxing fan want to see that fight. And the WBC helped Canelo Alvarez duck Jermall Charlo. And I believe that Canelo Alvarez told them possibly, hey, look, man, I'm going to do the same thing I did to Golovkin if y'all try to force me to fight Jermall Charlo. He too much of a beast, man. I ain't trying to get in the ring with him yet. Hell no. Let the brothers fight each other. Let Andre fight Jermall Charlo. And then I'll possibly fight that later on. But right now, absolutely not. I don't want that smoke. So if y'all gonna make me fight Jermall Charlo, I'm doing the same thing I did with Golovkin way back. And I'm throwing this belt to the trash. And then possibly the WBC was like, you know what? We're gonna make a whole new belt for this guy. A paper champion belt. So no matter what Canelo Alvarez does, he is not the unified champion. Even if he beats Andre, I don't give a damn. He got to go through Jermall Charlo. He got to see Jermall Charlo in order to be the unified champion because he got his title. He took his title without getting in a ring with him. Canelo Alvarez is ducking that smoke. And like I said before, Charlo got to start disrespecting Canelo Alvarez if you want to fight him. After the fight, he must disrespect him as much as possible. I mean, he been respectful in the past, but they ain't gonna cut it. Jermall Charlo, you gotta go haywire on Canelo Alvarez if you want that fight. And like I said before, this is what's wrong with the sport of boxing. That's why the sport of boxing is corrupt. I mean, you see Canelo Alvarez, he got the judges on his side. He got promotion on his side. He got the belts organizations on his side. He got the testing organizations in his pocket. So how you supposed to be the guy like that? I'll tell you how. You're supposed to knock his ass out or do what Floyd Mayweather did and beat him every round, and you possibly get a draw out of him. So Jermall Charlo, if he even get the Canelo Alvarez fight, he must stop the man in order to win the fight. Jermall Charlo told him, "I'll fight you in Mexico City, your own city." Man, if Jermall Charlo doesn't come out and say, "Hey, Canelo, I'm more Mexican than you. You scared of me. I got more Mexican heart than you. I got bigger heart than you. Lions only." He got to say something like that in order to get the fight. I'm trying to tell y'all. And Jermall Charlo must take it there. So like I said before, subscribe below if you're trying to get smart about a minute, if you're trying to get dumb about a second. And don't listen to these casual ass fans. And for the people that's going to come over here and say, Canelo will do this and Canelo will do that to Charlo, well, y'all got more confident than Canelo Alvarez, because if he had y'all confident, he would have been fought Jermall Charlo. However, he don't have y'all confident, as he sees the truth in Jermall Charlo. Y'all don't got to fight Jermall Charlo, so it's easy for y'all to say. But it's Canelo Alvarez who got to get in the ring with him. So keep y'all opinions to yourself, because everybody got an opinion. They just like assholes. Everybody got one. We already know that. And some of y'all opinions are bigger than most. So y'all know what I mean. Like I said before, Canelo Alvarez knows facts. And he knows the fact that Jermall Charlo is a threat. And he could possibly even stop him. And if he did think he could beat Jermall Charlo, he would have been fought him. But apparently, he'd rather fight Kovalev and move up 2 weight divisions rather than fighting Jermall Charlo. So subscribe to my channel on Aki TV and follow Long Boxing for the best boxing memes on Instagram. And peace, and we outie.